I would like to know, share whatever you think worked for you, how you did it, what situations you went through. There are tons and tons of guys like you were a couple of months back. They are here situations. So what they should be doing, not doing. Just over to you, David. Just whatever you want to share, please. How you did
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say I am at work now. I really uh, thank God for giving you the inspiration, the courage to set up this initiative. It's a great initiative. And I equally want to thank those who have taken this bold step. Now, I have a few points to share. First of all, I am close to 50, and I have been in the IT world for 29 years now, which means I've gone through a lot, and that is really what I want to share in very short phrases. Now, the first point, the key point we have to bear in mind here is when the moment you register with the K21, consider it as a project. Just like in life, we all have projects. At one point, we decide to get married. At another point, we decide we start having children. And at another point, we decide we want to buy a vehicle. In a similar manner, consider this, your registration here, as one of those type of projects. Why do I say this? If you are the type of person who you say, I want to treat this as a side activity, you look at the projects, the labs, and then the next time you are connecting on Thursday. You come again and look at the lab. You go the next time you are connecting again on Sunday. Honestly speaking, it may not work for you. When there is a project like this, what I personally did was I registered around December 2024, but I effectively started January, February. I was engaged in the project full time. I never had in mind that I was doing an online course. So I would consider K21 as a school. I have my exercise books and they helped me a lot. So each time I do the labs, I'll follow the live sessions, I'll take down notes according to my understanding. Those notes helped me a lot during the interviews. Yeah, so that is just the first point I want to share here. Then the second point is, when I went through for the first 2 months, I was focused on the labs and the live session. After seeing that I'm prepared, that is when I prepared my CV. When I prepared my CV, I was not preparing my CV as a beginner. I tailored my CV as somebody with 7 years experience in the cloud, going from 0 experience to 7 years spontaneously. When I started applying, I sent just about 10 CV, had about 8 calls. And out of those 8 calls, 4 were for the end clients. You know, you pass through some service intermediate companies, then they take you to their clients. I blundered a bit, and they actually saw that no, a few questions I was just dabbling on the surface. They needed some detail. But that gave me an assurance that I could do better. I went back to the labs. I went to the projects again. And then I saw that I could do better. The second interview, I went with more confidence. Some of the questions I never knew the answer. But I asked somebody who has been in the IT for quite a long time and a developer, sometimes you have to draw knowledge from your other activities. And I actually responded and met their expectations. So the second interview, for me to meet them, I met them in the company premises because they saw that I was a bit nervous during the first interview. So they actually wanted to confirm if that is my nature or it was just the interview. And when I went there, it was now another session of technical interview until I was even advising them on what to do. Immediately after the interview, the three of them, they went out, came back again after about 20 minutes and told me, okay, it is fine. When do you think you can start? Then there was another interview I had with one bank, which I am the one who refused that offer. Yeah. Then the other interview, this one was for another client. So they told me they wanted somebody who was a bit junior in experience. So that was it.
Super. No, so I think this is now, first of all, a couple of lessons I've learned is we think that we don't have enough knowledge, but you went all in for first two jobs and then, first 2 months, did all the hands-on lab and straight away being shown that you were confident and applied for the jobs with the 7 years experience. So whatever you've learned in 2 months, you concise whatever you could have done in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you concise it to 2 months and then went all with confidence. And I think that reflects sometimes you first 3, 4, 5 interviews are just for experiment for you to become comfortable. That will take out the nerves as well and so on. But by the time second or third, or in your case, very quickly, because I think you already had a development experience in on-premise, but second, third was great. And then I think a big good job, I think, from a confidence point of view, all those things.
Exactly. Most of the companies today, you realize, particularly the big companies, they have some cloud services. So the most important thing, what I did was the different tasks I did during those 2 last experiences. I mainly substituted them with the competencies I gained from the labs and the projects. For instance, I brought in things like having deployed CI/CD pipelines using tools like Terraform and so on and so forth. I've created things like network infrastructure. Then I have to bring in things like VNets, firewalls. You see, each time I will tailor my resume to reflect the job offer. So I keep doing it that way until finally I got a resume which it was passing everywhere. Like I was about to say, even now, I still keep having some calls coming that are you still available? Are you still available? So that is it. It's just because at one point you take about 10 job offers, put them down, and extract what is requested from those job offers. I was in the Azure job-oriented program. You extract all the labs. In this lab, what have I learned? In this project, what have I learned? Put them side by side. Now, there is something very important with my own case is that I actually went in for the Azure job-oriented program, but ended up getting a job as a DevOps consultant. So you realize that I did not have a lot of time on DevOps. I would say 90% of my time was on Azure Cloud.
Azure.
So when this proposal on Azure DevOps start coming in, I have to rush back again to K21. I say, hey, this is the situation. Have you any materials in relation with this? Give me. So within 1 week and a half, I prepared for this Azure job DevOps position, and I have to pick it up. So now, when you go in for a position like DevOps, they will certainly ask you, because these disciplines are interrelated, they will certainly ask you some questions that are covered in the Azure job-oriented program. You should, in a nutshell, on this particular point, except you really say, I want to work as a solution architect or network administrator, then should you remain on that particular area. But when you go out look for a job, if the proposal that comes, you are interested, within a short time, you can build yourself to respond to that proposal.
What do you think was the biggest or focus thing that you did which you recommend to everyone here to do?
Yeah, the biggest thing I did was, because of time constraint, I focused much of my attention on the labs. Yeah, because the live sessions are really time consuming. You don't really have a lot of time. Focus much of your attention on the labs and the projects. And secondly, please take down notes. Buy your notebook. When you take down notes in your own language, you can reproduce that at any time. Imagine you have, for a period of 10 days, you have interviews every 2 days. If you don't have your notes, at one point you start feeling you lost confidence somewhere, because you start questioning yourself, would I be able? And then the least question, you start panicking. And once you start panicking, they see it at once, everything is dead. So please, if you don't have time again, focus on the labs and the projects. Secondly, while you are going through these things, take down notes.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, David. And as I've taken a slightly longer than what I should have, but thank you very, very much for sharing your story and telling what works, and how you did it. It'll definitely inspire others as well.